In the previous lesson, I showed you how the Extruded Boss Base tool works. You can extrude straight profiles to create solid objects. However, there are two parameters in the Property Manager palette that we did not explain. Those parameters define the starting point as well as the ending point of the extrusion. So for this lesson, I have already created a 2D profile and I have created a few copies in order to show you how to extrude this profile, choosing a different starting point each time. Let's move on to the first example. Firstly, I will make the front plane visible. To do this, I will go to the Feature Manager Design Tree palette, I will click on the front plane, and I will select Show. Now I will activate the Extruded Boss Base tool, which can be found in the Features ribbon. Then I will select the first profile. A preview of the solid object appeared automatically. In addition, all the parameters and options of the Boss Extrude tool appear in the Property Manager palette. In the From list, the Sketch Plane option is selected, which means that the extrusion will start from the front plane. I won't change any of the other parameters, and I will click on the check mark to create the solid object. Once the extrusion was finished, the sketch disappeared. Since all the profiles I have created belong to the same sketch, I have to make the sketch reappear. So I will go to the Feature Manager Design Tree and I will expand the Boss Extrude 1 feature. There I can find the sketch 1. I will click on it and select Show. Before I move on to the next example, I will make the plane 1 visible too. Once this plane is visible, I will activate the Extruded Boss Base tool again. As I did previously, I will select the profile. This time I will expand the From list and I will select the Surface, Face or Plane option. With this option active, you can select a surface or a plane which will be the starting point of the extrusion. A field appears right below, and with this field active, I will select the plane 1. Now notice that the extrusion starts from plane 1. Again, I will not change the parameters of the extrusion, and I will click on the check mark to create this solid too. At this point, I will orbit the view to show you the final result. Now we can move on to the next example. So I will activate the Extruded Boss Base tool again, and I will select the third profile. I will expand the From list again, and I will select the Vertex option. With this option active, you can select a vertex to start the extrusion. This vertex can be either a corner of an object or a simple 2D point. In this example, I have created a point in a new sketch. With the field below the list active, I will select the point and the preview of the extrusion appears automatically. Without changing anything else, I will deactivate the tool. I will orbit the view again to show you the result. Now I will activate the Extruded Boss Base tool again and I will select the last profile. I will expand the list and I will select the Offset option. Right below, the Offset field appears, and in this field I will type the number 20 and press Enter. Notice that the extrusion started 20 mm on the left of the original sketch. I will deactivate the tool and I will orbit the view again. These were all the options we have to define the start condition of the extrusion. At this point, I will open another document to show you the options you have in order to define the end condition of the extrusion. In this file, I have created a circle. I have also created a point, a plane, a cylinder and a cube. Since I want to extrude the circle, I will activate the Extruded Boss Base tool and I will select the circular profile. I will set the start condition to sketch plane, so the extrusion will always start from the plane on which I created the sketch. Now we'll go to the end condition list, which can be found in the Direction 1 area, and I will set the blind option in this list. Right below, the Distance 1 field appears, and there I can specify the height of the extrusion. Alternatively, I can drag the arrow that appears in the preview to specify the height of the extrusion. If I click on the reverse direction icon, then the extrusion's direction changes. Now we'll expand the list, and I will select the Through All option. The profile is extruded from the sketch plane through all the existing geometry. Now we'll expand the end condition list again, and I will select the Up to Next option. With this option active, the extrusion starts from the sketch plane and extends to the next surface that intercepts the entire profile. Now we'll expand the end condition list again, and I will select the Up to Vertex option. With this option, the extrusion will start from the sketch plane and it will extend to a plane that is parallel to the sketch plane and passing through the specified vertex. So, with the point field active, I will select the point that I have created, and as you can see, the extrusion extends up to this point. However, as I mentioned before, it is not necessary to create a point. In Solidworks, I can select a corner or an edge of another solid object instead of a point. To understand better what I mean, I will select the point 1 and I will press Delete to remove it from the field. Next, instead of the point, I will select an edge of the cube. Notice that the preview changed, and now in the point field we can see the edge too. Alternatively, I could have selected a corner of the cube to specify the ending point of the extrusion. Now we'll expand the end condition list again, and I will select the Up to Surface option. With this option, the extrusion extends from the sketch plane to the selected surface. So with the face field active, I will click on the front face of the cube to select it. I could also select the cylinder's face and notice that the preview changes accordingly. The next option is the Offset from Surface option. With this option, the extrusion extends from the sketch plane to a specified distance from the selected surface. So, I will select one of the cube's faces, and in the Distance 1 field, I will type the number 200. Once I press Enter, we can see the result in the preview. The extrusion passes through the surface and extends 200 mm further from the face. Let's move on to the next option, which is the Up to Body option. With the Up to Body option, the extrusion is extended up to the selected body. In this example, I will select the cylinder, and as expected, the profile is extruded up to the cylinder. Now if I select the cube, then the profile will be extruded up to the cube. Last but not least, there is the Mid-Plane option. With this option, the extrusion extends from the sketch plane equally in both directions. The height of the extrusion in each side is specified in the Distance 1 field right below. In this example, I will type 100 and I will press Enter. Notice the final result. So there are quite a few options in Solidworks to specify the start and end condition of an extrusion. I suggest that you create your own extrusions and experiment a little bit with those options in order to become more familiar with them. Those options may come in handy in many cases while you are working on a project.